Buongiorno, messieurs et mesdames. This is your apparently daily dosage of Insane Dwayne's Madness Cabinet. Now I just would like to show you it's at least a bit better. I cleaned a little bit. I also just made a choice to turn on the heater because for some reason I have the feeling I deserve it. I haven't heated this apartment for a while, and I have to say that when you do live indoors and you only have yourself to warm it, you're certainly craving for company. And I've just made a choice because I'm somehow in myself, I'm like torn apart between drinking a coffee and making dinner. And I just decided I'm going to prepare dinner because I want to make dinner in the oven. And while that's being prepared, I'm going to make a coffee, and then I'm gonna write. So sometimes, it's like food takes a bit of management. Food takes a bit of management, such as being self-employed. And the mindset that I like to employ, because you could say I'm an employer. I may not have people working for me, but I have myself working for myself. And what does that mean? Well, it's simply obvious what that means. It means that I'm my own boss. And when I have no direction, then where is my company supposed to go, right? Where is the ship going? Because I'm the captain. And, I'm just looking for new input. I also have no fridge, and I opened this oat milk. And so I have to also make sure that I drink it, which also is a challenge to myself, but right, I can make dinner now, and then tomorrow I can have it for breakfast. And then I can also choose to not eat for some time. I could also make a soup. But at this moment, I don't feel like making a soup. I think I will make a soup at a later stage. Because what I have envisioned now is potatoes. I still have potatoes, some of them. Now I'm still trying to figure out how to put it, because I actually want that you also see how I cut. Sure, I could put up 2 cameras, but at this stage, yeah, it's interesting how life is playing. I always have to check. All right, now you have a bit of both. Okay? Yeah, sometimes you just have to do what you feel like doing. Yeah, I'm not overly concerned with this dirt. So I'm gonna make fries. I've already made fries. I'm just trying to tell you like a very simple meal. Because sometimes you just want to be a bit lazy. Or it's not that you want to be, it's just that you are. And what you can use is, you can buy in Germany, the brand doesn't matter, but they have these vegetable, it's actually the way they label it is to put on a bread, but I don't eat bread, not really. I may occasionally eat pumpernickel or something, right? But this is, for example, sweet potato, carrot, zucchini. You can buy these things. They even have them at Aldi. Tomato, basil dip or something, right? Because to be honest, I have basil here, but I rarely ever use it. Right, and so you can make a fairly simple meal by just frying potatoes in the oven and using something like this. It says it's organic. Who's to say? But you can buy pesto, for instance. Just some pesto has cheese in it if you don't like cheese, or maybe you want to eat vegan or lactose, or maybe you're lactose intolerant. Go ahead. This is tomato quinoa, also really nice. I think I'm not sure which one. This one I have twice. Yeah. I'm just trying to imagine how I eat each of them, and I stick with the sweet potato one. For whatever reason, I don't have to explain it. It's just a feeling I have, and then I can act according to the feeling or disaccording to the feeling. But sometimes it's just better to just simply make a choice. And sometimes that's with relationships. Sometimes you're stuck in one and you can't get out of it, and the only thing you have left in the relationship is hate. Because simply too much has happened. And then you can hold on to it and cling, or you say, I'm just going to let go and open up to something else. And it's a tough choice. It certainly is a tough choice, because any relationship that you have, it's like hanging around, right? But it doesn't matter that you have to stop loving all the other women that you've been with in your life. Because love transcends form. And what does that mean? It sounds very, very wise. And it is. Love transcends form, because if I manage to love someone anyway and send them love, although we had troublesome experiences, they can heal, right? Let me just rinse these. Yeah, I'm just gonna take you with this time. I just have to be quiet because my neighbor's bathroom is next to mine and her bedroom is right next to that, so I have to be a little bit respectful to not hurt her feelings and make her angry at me, because I'm still the new guy, right? I'm still the new guy in the apartment, if you know what I mean. So if you think that you're missing luxury in your life, try rinsing potatoes in the same room where you take shits. Well, it's alright for me, it's like dishwashing liquid. What is that doing in the bathroom next to the irrigator? It's like, well, what can I say? I'm not that fussy. Alright. I'm see. So I had 2 ticks. And just what I want to say is that you have to be a bit careful if you have ticks. Why? Because, the healing that ticks are going to activate in you may be really intense. So you have to assist your body. That's just my own perspective. Nature either heals you or it kills you. And I learned long ago that what's the point of being afraid of nature? The way it should be is that you respect nature because you acknowledge that the forces of nature can tear you apart in the form of an animal, in the form of a thunderstorm, in the form of a woman. Oh yeah, man. I feel like I'm prepared, but I'm also scared. Women are the forces of nature, man. Yeah, I just have to put it back now. So sometimes you live together with people, whether that is people, like sexual relationship kind of thing, or whether that is people like neighbors or, housemates or something. And if you want to know how to work together with them and to live together with them, you have to learn to listen to what they say to you. Like, this is what I like. Some people say these things. It's like my neighbor said that her bedroom is next to her bathroom and her bathroom is next to my bathroom. And that she drew the line when the person who lived here before was having a bath at 11 at night. What does that say to me? That from a certain time on, I'm going to be a little bit more quiet. And if I want to have a bath, I'm going to have it at 8. Or if I want to have a bath, I'm going to have it at, maybe in the morning. So I learned how to be flexible and how to adapt. Because people are sometimes a little bit sensitive. Because their boundaries are constantly being pushed to the limit by basically everyone. And because I'm flexible, I'm an Aquarius, and we're in the age of the Aquarius. I can work with a lot of things. If somebody has a trauma, I can realize that it's there. I can be sensitive. But when they shout at me, I can also give them room to shout. And what you have to learn is you don't have to do anything, right? But what you can learn is, or what you could learn is, that some people carry a lot of weight. And when they open up to you to have a relationship, like let's say a woman opens up to a man to have a relationship, then what you as a man have to know is that this woman may have a lot of anger and may need a lot of healing. And so if you want to heal her, you first have to heal yourself, right? That's what I'm saying. Because if you're not whole and you don't understand how a woman talks, it's like emotions, right? Women aren't really rational. And nobody's actually really rational. What men say is rational is just pride. It's like, I know what's going on. It's just bullshit. You don't know what's going on. Because if I don't know what's going on, then nobody knows what's going on because I've looked adequately. And I came to the conclusion that nobody knows what's going on. Nobody knows what's going on. And I know some things, and these are the things that are in my surroundings, what I become aware of. Which women could I love? Or which woman can I love if we just say, it's about loving one woman? I don't know that, right? I have no idea what life has in stock for me, right? I mean, there are people that have multiple wives. I don't know, right? Maybe one is enough. Maybe 2 wives. Who knows? I have no idea, right? It also depends on the women. When the women are okay with it, sure, then it's their choice, right? Because there are communities like this. But that would mean the woman would choose you as a man and accept that there's also another woman. Yeah, I mean, this is all, it it seems irrelevant, but to me it is relevant. Because maybe at one point in my life, maybe I have to face such a choice. I don't have to overcomplicate things. If there are two women that want to love me and want my children, why can't you do it? Is a valid question. Because if you can do it, then you can do it. But you have to know that you cannot ignore any of these women. What you have to know is that you have to be open and you have to pay attention to them. And I have no idea what kind of rules there are. I feel like I'm kind of drifting away from making potatoes. I don't want to go too deep into these topics because they're very heavily... There's a lot of greed, like greedy men, right? That just want a lot of women for pleasure, for themselves. But that's not the point. The point is, if you are a good man and you have a lot to give, a lot of love to give, and you can channel a lot of energy, I'm just saying, these things happen to people because you did your cleansing and you do your yogic practices or something. And then one woman comes to you and says, hey, I would like to spend time with you. And then you say, all right. And then another woman comes and then you realize, wait a second, actually, we didn't really define this relationship as marriage or something. So is it okay? Well, you can just try, but the next time the first woman comes and says, do you have time again? Well, if you don't have time, she's probably going to get angry at you. So you should just make sure, do you really want to spend time with her? And that's all there is to it. Because what women want is a guy that is available and that pays attention and that also is somewhat conscious, and that gives them stability because he himself has stability in himself. And there are many, right? The public is always, they say like, yeah, you mean this guy, that kind of yogi, he had sex with women. But they don't say why he had sex with women. They just say he had sex with women. Well, you need actually some kind of higher consciousness or an open mind to realize that the people who say he had sex with several women, they just say that out of jealousy. Because they could never do that, because you have to be somewhat free from all these concepts of marriage and being bound to each other for life. So you have to practice letting go, and that's a tough one. Because if you cling, because that's the really tough one. But yeah, I'm generally not looking for a woman that would just sleep with anyone. So to me, it's like, if you sleep with me, then you sleep with me, and you don't sleep with other men. And that means that I also have to make sure that she gets what she needs out of the relationship. And when I cannot satisfy one woman, then how should I be able to satisfy two? So I think in a way it's better to just focus on one woman and focus on having children with her than to focus on pleasing all women. And despite the fact that I have the feeling that all women are actually one woman, just in different shapes, it's just the feminine energy, and I'm not saying just, but it is. It's like Christ can manifest in any man that awakens. And I don't know what the opposite of Christ is. Maybe it's Maria Magdalena or something, So I can also, I can say I don't know. how my life is going to be. And that's a certainty. I can try to control it, or I open up to it. And I said at one point I'm going to open up. I first want this to soak a little. Alright, I'm really hungry, I'm telling you this, because I am. But I also draw my boundaries, right? Of being nice. I close the door to the bathroom. I speak a bit quietly. But yeah, if I want to use the kitchen, I use the kitchen. I don't know who's underneath me. I know that nobody's on top, and that's nice. So yeah, sometimes I feel a little bit nervous also to speak with women, but what I've realized is that women want love just like anyone, and some women, they want to give love, but there's nobody that wants their love. And sometimes you meet a woman and you realize she certainly has love to give, but nobody to really give it to, and nobody to give love to her. And I have love to give, so why don't I give it? But then I also focus on one, and I've now made sure that, when I choose one, I make sure that that's the choice that I wanted to make. That's just my standpoint now. I also make a conscious choice now not to eat first, but to first drink that coffee, because I want to use whatever emotions I have in me to write something. Sometimes it just piles up, so now I'm going to make sure that I'm going to use it, or else I might lose it, because if I eat first, chances are high that I am going to lose it. And then I'm just going to sleep. So what I'm doing now is, I don't know, I'm just following my feeling. I'm just following my feeling. Because yeah, I still don't know, right? Things take shape. I still feel angry at some women that I thought were it, but then they weren't. And what's it, right? It's a moment. And when this moment brings forth children, then it brings forth children. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. And I still don't know where the boundaries are. I still don't know how far to go. Who to go how far with. All I know is that, I don't know, you have to open your eyes to see what's available. And when it comes about humans that are available, then you also have to make sure that your intentions are pure and also maybe in line with what they want. But if a woman once communicated to me that she also would like to spend time with me, then she's already made the offer. And then I can say, all right, let's do it. But then also she will decide partly how far to go. But then also I have to push it maybe a little, and just to see if, if a woman comes to a man and says, let's spend time, they want to see if that man can make them feel. It's important to understand this, because women want to feel you. They don't just want to have a quickie. They want to stretch it out, man. They want to spend time, they want to cuddle. They want to laugh, they want to live. And sometimes you have to see the potential someone has. That they may not even know about. Because they're under too much pressure. Wow, this is really strong. This coffee from the Turkish shop has also extra cardamom in it. It's very strong. Okay, I think I've said everything I wanted to say, because I actually want to prepare this coffee in silence. I find that important. I can give everything all the time, but sometimes I also have to retreat a little. This is an inspiration for you. Make the most out of it. You can also cut some parsley or some onions to mix with the dip. But right now I also, I'm focusing on going to the laptop and writing something. Focus is important. So take your time to listen to what you really want in life, whether that is the food that you're eating also on a daily basis, the kind of activities you want to have in there, the kind of people you want to have in there, and most of all, the feeling you want to have in there, but also the intention. I want to live well as I can. And that means when there are people that just say no to me, then I will work on it to let go of them. And sometimes I say no to people. Right? So everything is a teaching. You learn, you grow, you make choices. You learn, you grow, you make choices, right? It's like a constant battle, the battle of choice. What's the next choice gonna be? What is he going to do? People are literally waiting for that. What's he gonna do next? Because I'm unpredictable. What is that sound? And I like to be unpredictable. And that's why, make a choice.